Hello, in this tutorial, I'll show you how to start a new project on Soundtrap. Now, here's a detailed step-by-step guide on how to start a new project on Soundtrap. The first thing you need to do is to open your web browser and go to Soundtrap web app at soundtrap.com. Once you get into the web app, go ahead and log in using your account credentials if prompted. Once logged in, you'll be on the home page of Soundtrap, which is here. In the project section, which is in the middle, look for Enter Studio here. All right, to start a new project. So under Start a New Project, under it, you can see this Enter Studio option. Now click on Enter Studio to start a new project. Now, after clicking on Enter Studio, it's going to take you to a window where you will be asked to choose the type of project you want to create and provided with two options, music and podcast. So choose music for creating a music project or select podcast if you're creating a podcast. So let's say we want music. After selecting the project type, click it to begin working on your project. Now, this will take you to the Soundtrap Studio interface, which you have here, where you can start creating and editing your project. Once in the studio, you can begin setting up your tracks by clicking on the Add New Track in the left panel, or Add New Track here, anyone. So click, now you can choose between different types of tracks. So you can use voice and mic, you can use any of these keys, bass, instruments, and MIDI. And even from there, apart from here, you can also choose loops, beats and pattern maker, play the scenes, and if this could work for you. So if you selected an audio track, which would be, let's say, voice and mic for voice recording, or just go ahead and click on import file and you select an audio track, you can import your track. So click on import track and choose files. So from here, just import any track that you want, and that has been imported. Or you can just head over to Add New Track and select voice and mic as an audio track. So now that you have this, so if you're selecting an audio track like this, go ahead and click on the record button at the bottom of the screen to start recording. Now, if you choose a loop track from here, let's say you choose browse loops, you can just look for you can browse loops in the browse loop section here and just drag them into your project timeline. So search for any loop, and once you find your loop, just drag and drop into your project timeline. So once you've started your project, don't forget to save it. So I'm going to give you an example on how to drag loops. So this is a loop and I just drag it there and my loop added. Now, once you've started your project, don't forget to save it. And how do you save it? Click on File in the top left corner and click on Save As and follow the process to save. Or use the shortcut for saving, Ctrl S on Windows or CMD S on macOS. That's Mac OS. So continue working your project by adding more tracks, loops, or instruments, adjusting settings, and updating until you're satisfied with your creation. If you're finished with your project and want to share or download it, click on Export at the top right corner of the studio to export your project to a file or directly share it with others. Now, Soundtrap will auto save your project, but it's always a good idea to manually save your progress to avoid losing your work. To enhance your project, you can explore various loops and instruments available within Soundtrap's library, which you can drag and drop into your project timeline. And if you wish to collaborate with others, you can just go ahead and click on Invite in the studio to invite friends or collaborators to your project. Here is Invite, or invite a friend here. So I'll go over the tutorial from the top to the bottom to get acquainted with the steps, and once you're done, you'll be good to go. I hope this tutorial marvelously helped your search.